need to face it. Whatever these feet belong to, I need to face it. And if I'm going to die, if they're going to kill me, at least I know what my killer looks like. A cold comfort. So with a deep breath, I summon every ounce of courage I have left in me and shift my gaze upwards. Oh, what the frick? Is that it?
Please, don't hurt me.
That's freaking terrifying.
No.
Oh my god. Without thinking, I scrambled towards the door. I struggle to open it, but it won't budge.
Stay away! Go away! Please, Lord, make it go away!
Oh my god. Wow. Now. Why now? Why won't it open now? My heart sinks as reality draws in. I'm locked in. Locked in with that thing.
Let me out! Let me out!
Oh, poor Isabella.
Let me out!
This is like The Grudge. It slowly approaches me as I wrench the door knob violently back and forth. What do we do? No! Oh, tap Z! Oh! Quickly, quickly, quickly! Oh no! Whoa! It's gone! What the hell? Where is it? Oh! Oh no! Game over! We gotta go again, dudes! What the heck? Okay, so next time, I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. I didn't see Z there. We got it, 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 we got it! We did it! Okay, yes! The door finally swings open. I couldn't have been happier. Wasting no time, I leap out of the door and look back. My feet pound against the floor in rhythm with the loud, fast beating of my heart. By the time I run past the hallway and find myself atop the grand staircase, my chest feels so tight, like it's going to burst. But that's nothing compared to the feeling of hope the sight of the exit gives me. Racing down the stairs, a breathy laugh escapes me and my shoe slips and I find myself falling. Oh no, Isabel! Until my back hits the ground and the pain racks my body. Oh no! My head grows fuzzy and my vision dims as I fight to stay conscious.
Go away.
Oh no, poor Isabella. The last thing I see are those feet before all I know is darkness. Oh my god. That's the letter. Oh! This is the opening to the game. So that was the prologue, dudes. Oh wow, this looks good. Oh, look who it is. These are all the characters. There's Ash. Oh, Isabella. The music. That's Lady Charlotte. Wow, this actually looks really good, dudes. I really like Ash's character design. He's so cool, man. Oh my god. The letter. Wow, what an absolutely incredible prologue to a game. A buzz breaks the silence. I start to rouse, pulled into consciousness against my own will. I've never felt this tired before. I just want to sleep, but insistent buzzing, poking and prodding isn't letting me. My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up.
5 more minutes, Becca.
Is this Becca? Is this really Becca? I swat away, at what is nudging persistently at my side. Come on. Can't I just get a few extra minutes of sleep today? I promise I'll work hard once I'm up. A hand slightly taps my cheek and something cold is suddenly being pressed at the back of my head. The icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling.
Isabella? Isabella? Stop. Can you hear me?
Oh my god, Isabella.
Isabella?
She's snapping out of it. The fog of the unconscious immediately lifts from my mind the moment I recognize the voice and my eyes snap open. There looking down at me is Rose. There's Rose! Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else with her. Rose's posture just screams worry, although she is keeping a straight face, or trying at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily, it subsides after a few seconds, until only a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed, if the light ache in the area is any indication.
Alright, Isabella, where are we?
The Ermengarde mansion. Why? Ow, my head.
Oh, poor Isabella.
And the date today?
October 21st? Rose.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13,
12.
12. No,
12.
that's wrong.
12.
Why are we doing this?
She's just checking to see if your injury is in any way serious.
And who are you? This time I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her, what with the way she towers over us. She seems important. Maybe she's wealthy. Maybe she's one of the potential buyers of the house. And here I thought Rose is already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? Oh, come on, I doubt she's that. But with how primely dressed she is, I don't think anyone will want to clean in a suit. An expensive suit at that. The gloves alone must have already cost a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an almost unreadable expression before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does. She may be far from a cleaning crew, but she certainly looks like me, my supervisor during evaluation days.
Just do it, please.
Oh, I eye them both warily, but recite everything as I can't read today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I eye them both warily, but recite everything as she asks. Rose realizes a breath of relief once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance when you started stirring. Are you alright?
Exasperation soon replaces the dull ache. The memory's a little fuzzy, but the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
They're not going to believe her.
Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews.
No.
The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No, not any of those. They're, I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
That wasn't her. Both Rose and the lady look at me like I've just grown another head. As I expected. Did I say something weird? Perhaps. Rose casts an apologetic smile at the woman beside her before the awkward silence stretches on further. I'm telling you, she's a buyer. It's her saleswoman smile, the same one she taught me back when I was still her trainee. I should show this to troublesome clients or just to avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us to lose a potential sale. Uh-oh! Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. Like, don't muck this up, Isabel. She takes both of my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with as much patience she can muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you. signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call.
I don't think that's going to help you sell the house either. Just saying.
Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really alright? What happened?
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry.
Yeah.
I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down.
Oh man.
Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Who is this lady?
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Wait. Hold your horses. Rose, I can't just miss an important sale because of minor bump in the head. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. There's nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house. Alone. And in a mansion this big?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's also the part where I may lose that bonus BRC promised, but that's completely beside the point. Rose gives me a skeptical look when I return to the cold compress to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase's railings to steady myself, but otherwise I feel fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
She's A-okay, Rose. The two of them exchange a worried glance and Rose assumes a complimentary look. I'm so sorry, dudes. A contemplative look. I bite my lower lip in anticipation if she says no.
Alright, you in.
A smile threatens to slip out from
If
her.
I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
Clear
Okay.
as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
Ooh, Rose is stern.
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Could be. Suddenly, a small cough sounds against the walls of the foyer, interrupting our banter. The woman is looking expectantly at the two of us, her stare making me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidating. Well, she is. But not in the scary negative way. Far from it. Actually, her demeanour simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. Yeah, that's exactly what I got from her straight away. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. She coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words get caught in my tongue, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my own blunders.
My sincerest apologies, Mrs.
Miss McCulloch. Marianne McCulloch.
That's a mouthful. Marianne McCulloch, Tralee Rose Designs, interior designer. Oh, she hands Rose her business card. The words interior designer catch my eyes before my partner flips it over. Oh, probably someone interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences then. I won't hold it against her though. Despite the hearsays and remaining uninhabited for years, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people find that trip to the past feeling appealing. After all, with what it offers, this place is a definite haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm.
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough. In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place. I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
The confused look on Rose's face is impossible to miss when she glances at me. I return it with an equal perplexed look. And against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind. Oh no, what is it?
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
Oh, here we go. I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment.
Yes. Hannah Wright?
I was hired by her to handle the interior design for their newly bought home.
This is the Ermengarde mansion, right?
It is, but...
She pauses, possibly trying to find her right words to fix awkward situation without offending someone. Rose nudges me with her elbow. We'll check with our supervisor? I don't know. I think we'll check with our supervisor. Those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness or confusing clouding it.
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
I almost flinch when she turns her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like having dealt with awkward situations like this before. I may screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the 5 years I've worked in this business.
The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, seemingly into deep thought after I've finished. She appears to be a reasonable person anyway. Given the proper explanation, she'll likely understand.
I thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary. Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us, presumably to double check with someone on her side. That seems to be the end of it. But Rose and I breath a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gives me for doing a good job, and I can't help but swell with pride. Still, I've already prepared myself to dial the number to our Luxembourg office and check, even if she didn't ask for it. I will be very frustrated if for some reason an agreement has already been decided without my or Rose's acknowledgement. What's a whole new level of unfair? We've been working hard on this. Moments later, Miss McCulloch returns looking a little frustrated, but an apology clear in her face. I feel a little sorry for her having to go through all this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here. I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
Yeah, you might as well.
Certainly. You could stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And, Isabella? I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those. Can you please get it for me?
Sure, why not? Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of keys.
We've still got a few minutes to double check those papers.
Okay, got it. Give me a few minutes.
Yeah, give me a few minutes. The two of them disappear behind the parlor's door. Their departure brings with it a hushed stillness to keep me company, neither comforting nor soothing. This alone is impossible not to think of what truly happened earlier. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it normally is. I can't read! I can't read! Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any call from me. Was it just my paranoia at work? A temporary lapse in my own mind after having heard of all those tales about this place? Probably. No, that was way too in your face to think that. I want to think of it as such. Better do think of it as such, so I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ, and if I am going to be completely honest with myself, I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what it is in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rose have just handed me dig into my palm, its jagged edges creating shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I am clutching it. It's a cursory reminder of what I still need to do and why I've taken this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose has asked for me. Just a few more hours, Isabella. Sell the house, get the money, and go home. Oh shit! Now what? A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure whether I feel baffled or underdressed standing in their presence. Men and women of wealth and status, all dressed to nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying colours, composed a medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms and fingers are adorned with silver and gold glinting in the afternoon sun, Some even have ridiculously fancy feathered hats on their heads. Oh, come on, that's just too much. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby, like in the stories. Those birds will have a field day in this. Oh my god, yeah they would. They are murmuring among themselves, looking at these estates facade appraisingly, with some arguing about whose mansion has the superior architecture. Rich people. But most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. They don't look too pleased at being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
Hearing this, a few wander towards me. They are mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs, especially in their outrageous dresses. I can only imagine. Miss McCullough also joins our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair she approaches.
It's so nice to finally meet you.
This is her client.
When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town,
Chief Inspector Lee.
I knew I had to get you.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
Miss McCullough sounds Irish. I'm just gonna say
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
Not at all. Not at all.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
Ah, they must be clients she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before. Some magazine or the television? I can't quite remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news one way or another. I won't be surprised if these two have to. For people who are popular though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplicity, the couple stands out. The women in particularly is stunning enough to turn the heads of most people in my group, especially the men with wandering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind though. And if I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I'll say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact, peas in a pod. I think they are brother and sister if it isn't for their public display of affection. The matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. Whatever, couple or not, what's important is we get this deal closed before current owners can even think of cancelling the listing agreement. I just hope one of the people in my or Rose's group is brave and generous enough to buy this mansion. And so, with papers in hand, I lead the way. Back in the house we go, dudes! When they weren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah over one thing or another, they asked questions. From how the restoration process went in the history place, I answered them all, more than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture mostly. However, I am careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. None of good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxembourg knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Oh, you have to admit, it looks awesome.
Even the glass thing, colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope. Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancée of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde.
Lady Charlotte, that's who she saw.
The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it.
Whoa.
It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
By the time I've stopped talking, her attention is already elsewhere.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small?
Too small?
We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Are you serious?
Well, I think it is just right.
Rich people.
Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am.
It's splendid, ma'am.
But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
Oh. The rest of their conversation gets lost in the chatter of our other companies. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh please, please, please let these guys be the one. Eventually our group reaches the kitchen. Oh, we're going to the kitchen. Oh, it's the kitchen. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put into retaining the room's classical appeal. The open heart of the end room is particular, looking amazing, like the ones I only see in fairy tale books before. And a mad props to the cleaning crew. Yeah, it looks freaking awesome. It looks beautiful. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks and how much of the pain in the arse cleaning this will be, they still managed to pull this off. Or make it look presentable, at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
That's what he's hoping for. This is the first time the guy in the grey speaks up. Mr. Luke Wright. My memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in the place. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I really don't understand rich people sometimes. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who has just seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially. On a grown man, it's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Oh, wow.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar have been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room.
Ooh, Isabella knows her stuff, yo.
It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It keeps
Damn sure it is.
Condition.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough? Are you kidding me?
It's the space you're worried about, sir. The Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
Ooh. There's a contemplative expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything. Further, his wife, however, seems really pleased that he has started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. Ooh, fingers crossed! I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score! I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlour. Funny, the first time we surveyed the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a prospective sale. Oh, look at this place. When we reach the parlour, however, an odd feeling washes over me. Uh-oh. It started off as a small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Whispers in my ear and shadows dancing, lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look to see what it is. A chill that settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break into a cold sweat. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just...
Excuse me, everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we've prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I let them sit while I retreat a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I've probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. I am left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer. Until A hand taps my shoulder.
Hello, you there?
Oh, it's her.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you! Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
She sure is.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella,
That's me.
actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hannah. Call me Hannah.
Hannah.
I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
My brain completely stops. The sticks feeling plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is she being serious? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see... But we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further, putting a hand on my shoulder. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she has tasted a particular sour lemon.
Please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem.
Well,
And
we guessed
just
that.
between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, ma'am Hannah. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats? More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well,
she's
I'm
eager
more
to
of a
take the
dog
house.
person. But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon.
Oh,
And it would
okay.
be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us.
She
Why,
really
I
wants
can
it.
even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
Ooh.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves.
Who's this?
What would the people think,
Oh,
darling?
it's him.
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I struggle not to wince while her nails dig into my shoulder. I can't help but send an imploring look at Miss McCullough, who only gives me an apologetic smile and a shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
Ooh. She wastes no time in taking the papers from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do that.
Wonderful.
Oh no.
And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
Isabella. Get
It's
it
a
right,
lovely
Hannah.
name, Isabel.
It's Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your
Rich
superiors too, and... What's this?
What's what? A look of confusion and disgust is apparent on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply.
That's, an interesting work of art.
Is that the letter?
Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Oh, it's the letter.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month.
So, remember the letter actually said, you know, show this to 5 people? That's 3 people now. So only 2 more people need to see it.
You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled. But I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to
chain letter,
always
yeah.
work with a palette.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
Actually, I think they've stopped completely. Actually, they're on Facebook now, more than anything. What do they mean? Rose and I double-checked everything earlier. Are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. But with the way Ma'am Hannah's leading a conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
A smile is back on her lips when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper. It's the letter!
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression. Anyway, as I was saying...
I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down at the paper, at the letter in my hands. The side crinkle and my grip, and my breathing grows laboured. Dread quickly fills my mind.
Isabella? Isabella? Are you alright? You're looking pale.
I don't even notice when Rose, as well as the other group touring the mansion, joins us in the parlour. I want nothing more than to say that, no, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place, because I remember everything as clear as day. This letter and the woman in the attic. It's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Careless, I've been so careless. How do I even tell them without looking like I've gone mad? Oh my god. Should I show it to Rose? I'm gonna show it to her. I'll blurt it out before I can't think twice about what I'm going to say.
Rose, we need to get out of here. This place is cursed.
Oh. Rose casts a nervous glance at the people near us. Most are still engaged in conversation with their peers, but those curious enough to turn their heads in the direction of our little group have been given her trademark saleswoman smile. She's like, nothing's wrong, I swear. A tight expression is on her face when she pulls me aside.
Isabella, we've already had a conversation about this weeks ago. Those are just stories.
And I'm telling you that it's not. I saw something in there. It's not human at all. I thought it was just nothing, but isn't this letter proof enough?
Wow. She gently reaches out to pluck the paper off my hand. Without even taking a glance at it, she folds it back neatly.
Look,
oh, she didn't
really
look at it! Thank God. I don't know why I wanted to show it to her.
Through, but your condition is more important. Give me a few minutes to wrap things up here, and I'll drive you to the nearest hospital.
No! You don't understand! There isn't a condition, Rose. No concussion at all. I'm fine. But this place isn't, and you're being stubborn about it.
Mm-hmm. Before Rose can open her mouth for a retort, a hand lands on both of our shoulders, pulling the two of us distance closer.
Now, ladies, what seems to be the problem here?
Nothing, sir. I just had to clarify a few things with my colleague.
Well, it certainly seems...
intense.
A smile fits the two of you better, in my opinion. Especially darling little Lily here.
He gives my shoulder a gentle squeeze, and inscrutable smile spreading on his mouth at the same time.
It's Isabella, sir.
Of course. But my point still stands. And with two beautiful ladies here, I'm sure.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
Jealousy much? The pressure on my shoulder lifts as soon as those words leave his wife's lips, while the scowl on her face is like a splash of cold water on me. It is also impossible to miss the displeased frown on Miss McCullough's face. The realization that we might lose this sale because of my outburst dawns on me. Rose will be beyond pissed. Yep, she's already pissed.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble, and Rose can be quite unforgiving of behaviour like this. I'm almost at the door of the parlour when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait!
The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face, because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler, eyes softer and fond smile spreading on her lips.
Hey, I'm not angry.
Phew! Alright dudes, I'm going to end this Let's Play here. I didn't actually realize this game was as long as it is. I don't even know how long I've been recording now. I've been recording for over an hour now. I was expecting this to be only about 40 minutes tops, considering it was supposed to be the demo, but I think they may have updated it. So I'm definitely going to do another part of this particular series for you guys. It may not be next Monday night, but it might actually be during the week. It all depends on my time schedule. If you guys actually want to see that, let me know in the comment section below. I actually had fun playing this game. The only problem that I have with this game now, bear in mind this is a graphic novel game and there is a lot of dialogue, like so much dialogue, and not enough scenes where it's interesting or spooky. So that's the only flaw I'd give it so far, but I know they're focusing on the characters and stuff, but there's so much reading, like so much. I wasn't expecting to be reading so much in this entire playthrough. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Monday Night Horror. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this every Monday night now, and I'm open to all requests. So let me know in the comment section if there's any games that you want me to play next Monday night, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out on that video. So thank you so much for joining me for this Let's Play of The Letter. So far an interesting story, and I am curious to see where it's going to go from here, and I'm sure you guys are too. If you enjoyed this playthrough, why don't you give me a thumbs up, like, and it'd be super awesome. And if you want to join me for another episode of this or another episode of Monday Night Horror next week, then it's very simple what you need to do, and that's sting that subscribe button, and that'd be super awesome also. And as always dudes, stay geeky, stay cool, be awesome, be happy, and I'll see you dudes in my next video.